Alrighty. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Predcast. It's going to be your boy F6 and Pinzo here with Demande. Unfortunately, Windows feeling a little bit underneath the weather today, and Bearded has some personal stuff to take care of, so it's just going to be us. But don't worry, it's still going to be a blast. I'm going to have some fun time. We have a lot of fun topics today. Episode 50, we're going to be talking about a lot about console. So we're going to try and get some answers out of Demande. So we should see. But we're going to start off with introducing ourselves. We're going to start with Demande here. Then it's going to go Pinzo and then me. So we'll get right into that.
Yeah, sounds good. Hey, I'm Demande with Omeda Studios. I'm a junior game designer coming up on 1 year. Before that, I was just a gamer like everybody else. And I managed internal testing for Omeda Studios for a year before that. Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Nice. Love to have you, Demande.
Thanks.
I'm Pinzo. I'm streamer, content creator, stream mostly Pred. I go live every day, 2 p.m. Eastern, if you guys want to see that. Otherwise, I upload YouTube videos daily as well. They go live around 12 Eastern, so if you guys want to see that. Otherwise, I show up on PREDCAST on Wednesday nights and try and get the devs to leak things to us, hopefully. I'll see what I can get out of Demande.
He does try to get those leaks. So
Dude, I almost got ace. I almost got ace when he was on here like 2 weeks ago. I was close. I was close, man.
Well, it is exciting to have Demande back here once again. But I'm your boy F6 here on Predcast on Wednesday nights, just like Pinto with Window and Bearded. And just stream over on Twitch and kick sometimes and do some PCC stuff. Speaking of that, we're getting ready to kick that into gear. So be on the lookout for some news with that coming up. But we do have a lot of spicy topics today, Pinzo, don't we?
We've got some stuff to talk about. We do. There's at least one really big thing. Okay. And another pretty big thing.
One big thing and then another pretty big thing.
You know, I mean, I don't know if that's two big things or one extra large thing or, you know, but however you want to slice it, we're cutting to the middle.
100%. So other than that, I do have two things though before we get into going over these different topics. Since people might have missed it the last time you heard Demande, I just do have one question for you. Who is your favorite hero and why?
Released or unreleased?
Both.
I mean, I'll let you cook.
What's your favorite hero? What's the next hero? What's the one after that? Which one's your favorite from season 4 that you guys have lined up? You know, just any of those that you want to answer, go for it.
Sure, I'll throw some stuff at you. So my favorite hero is Kalari in our game currently. Yeah, I love assassins for one.
You're one of those.
Yeah. in every game I play, I love assassins. So and I think Kalari is just, the kit is amazing. Right from when it was first getting reworked, I was in internal testing back then. So, you know, I got to say my piece and say like, hey, this is what I think we should do. And some of those things got taken, some didn't, whatever. But I think it ended up, she ended up in an absolutely beautiful place. If there's one thing I could do, I guess the only thing I would do to change Kalari would be to make her death mark, or her ult apply death mark to every target it hits. I think it's the only thing that I would do.
Sounds kind of broken.
A little bit.
It does a little bit broken.
Do that, but then take away her stealth, and then you're good.
No, stealth's too good to play around. But yeah, I think that Kalari is just like the embodiment of what it means to be an assassin. Stealth, lethality, movement. No, it's a really fun kit. And no CC, and I like that. So unreleased, I guess I would say, is probably Wukong. People are gonna maul over that.
I'm not. I love you even more. What do you mean?
Yeah, and you know, as I've said before, I'm not a gameplay designer really, so I don't do much when it comes to gameplay. You know, obviously I give my input and whatnot, but it's not me making the kits. But Wukong is one that is the one that I requested, and I do have. I will be making Wukong, so hopefully everybody likes him and the direction I take it.
Okay.
I'm actually looking forward to that. So if he comes out, just
so what can you tell us about it?
I mean, since it's not approved design, I can't really say anything, but I could say how I feel.
Well, if it's not
I can tell you
approved, it kind of sounds like you could say anything.
I could tell you, I could definitely tell you how I feel about what I would do with Wukong.
Do you think it's better than Paragon?
What
What you've done to him?
Well, I haven't done anything yet. It's all in the mind. But I mean, it's subjective, right? Like Paragon Wukong was something else. There was a patch in Paragon Wukong where I won a game in like 7 minutes with multiple pentakills because it was literally broken. Like, his clones hit for 3x damage, so you could just do like 225% damage or something like that with every auto, and just, I don't know, run people down, run the core down.
Balance.
Yeah, so obviously, Paragon was something when it when it came to Wukong. I think my kit's a lot more creative. At least the one I have in my head is a lot more creative.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, my kit, obviously, it would go back to what a traditional stance switcher would be in League if I could do it, or if this is the direction it goes, where you'd press your ult button, right? He would give up his ult to switch forms and have 6 basic abilities, so it wouldn't have an ult passive nor active.
Kind of like
you would get no passive on the ult either.
There would be a passive, but it wouldn't be an ultimate level passive like it was in Paragon. So just something small.
I don't know how League stance switchers work, but like in Smite, stance switchers have passives on their switch ability.
Yeah.
I mean, they're minor, but yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah, it would be something pretty minor.
Okay. But
I definitely, so I went and read Journey to the West. Don't know if you guys are familiar with that book.
Vaguely.
So it's a Chinese folklore book where Wukong came from, right? Where he originated from, I believe. And so I read that, and I want to make Wukong as true to Wukong as I can. So I want to incorporate as many of his abilities as I can, within reason. So one thing that Paragon didn't really lean into is his ability to enlarge, reduce. I guess for D&D terms, like he can make himself tiny, or he can make himself, massive. So I want to incorporate that into the kit. They did that with the staff, right? When you like push people, it makes the staff really big. But I'm thinking of making Wukong himself much larger, much smaller. Wukong in the books has invisibility. This is something that I would like to introduce to the kit because he's a trickster.
No.
Like,
you
no.
had me. I was feeling you, but I just stopped feeling you.
Yeah. No, I know that'll be a controversial one if it goes through. But those are a couple of things, the direction I'm leaning into. Definitely will have clones. Definitely won't be the way they were in Paragon. More of an active component, as in you have to choose what you're doing with these clones. Not anything crazy, like I wouldn't have you like swap bodies with them or anything wild like that, because I think that's too complex for what we're going for, at least early on. But definitely the choice, like the player choice, like if I'm going to use the clone ability, like let's say his clone ability is E, if I'm going to use the clone ability, one, is it going to be in the aggressive or defensive stance? And that would change what the clones do and the purpose of the clones. Definitely want to incorporate the clones and cloud walking, because cloud walking is like a massive thing in Journey to the West. He does it to travel everywhere, so that won't be going.
And it's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Like especially in a 3D mode. I mean, like that's just a really good tie-in. It just
Yeah.
I like that. But is there a hero that you dislike though?
In our game?
Yeah, that's planned, released, or going to be released.
Yeah, but I probably shouldn't talk about what I don't like. I don't know.
Okay.
So what do you like?
Everything but that thing. So I can't list it all.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just one thing that I don't like, but
no worries. But there's something spicy though that I don't like that we got teased yesterday. Iggy Scorch.
Are you a hater, F6?
I absolutely hate that hero. I just don't know why it hasn't been deleted in the files yet. It's honestly.
This man's a hater. I don't mind Iggy and Scorch, but I think that the way Iggy was made in any of his Paragon iterations was just like mostly bad, like primarily bad. he had a couple of things going for him. Like the fire breath ult was by far, like, that was the coolest thing in his entire kit that he ever had. That's at least in my opinion. But there's a world where Iggy gets added to this game and he is like a good broken. He is a good, and there's yes there's a way that he gets added to this game and he's not like game breaking. There is a way, so we just gotta wait for the kit to be revealed, I guess.
So why, like, obviously we're playing the trailer right now. What I saw was when Zarus, which is my favorite hero to play right now, he ults, tries to get the Colosseum on him, but he's using his fire breath and he gets knocked up. It looks like. So like, because it looks like it's like a peel. Like he could just knock people away while like being able to do sustained damage. And for me, playing Zarus, I'm like, all right, now you already pissed me off because he knocks me back after I'm trying to cage you. Like that looks kind of rough. So
isn't that how Iggy ult worked in Paragon?
Not to my knowledge. I don't think it worked like that.
Oh, I thought that's what it did.
So.
I thought he did fire breath and at the end it knocked back.
No, it might have done a burst of damage that was like higher in the end.
I thought it was a knockback.
I don't think it knocked back. At least I don't remember. Okay. It's been like 5 years, but
I don't know if I ever played a single game of Iggy and Scorch in Paragon. I do not know.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, Windu actually just DM'd me.
That says it knocked back in Legacy.
Yeah, people are saying it knocked back, so maybe it did.
Okay.
But I don't remember that, and I never played the character, so.
Me neither. Yeah, I'm going off of secondary information.
Secondary.
But I think that's a cool ultimate. I think that's a cool ult.
It's definitely cool. Definitely looks cool. I'm not gonna lie, but he looks like he knocks him back to the entire back pit. Obviously, it looks like he doesn't knock him out of it, but it looks like he can. So I mean, it's probably a good counter towards Zarus because it looks like
it's a get off me button, right?
Yeah.
You know, like, does he have mobility? At most, it's like a speed boost, right? I'm guessing they're not giving Iggy a leap or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the kit. You saw the whole kit in the trailer, right? So
did we? Okay, then if he doesn't really have movement, then if he has one get off me button, you know, it's no different than Bellica, really.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna like spoil the.
I'm guessing you can't tell us a whole lot about Iggy, but
yeah, basically just what you see in the trailer, right? It's like you see all the abilities, so you know that like that's his CC, that's his way of. Or their way, whatever, two champs, but their ability to knock you back into the turrets is the idea, right? It's like, oh, I'm engaged. Well, what does Iggy want? Counter or distant, like I don't even know what to call it, but it wants you to get on it and then have turrets behind it and have all the setup, and then it's like, oh, I'm going to throw you into these, you know, this pit of hell, and then you just burn. That's
pit of hell. I do think the visual effects and like the oil and the fire look pretty sick in this trailer. And I think that's very well done.
Yeah, I agree. What I can say is I can't stand Heimerdinger or Zyra, if you're familiar with those two league champions.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
Yeah, but I'll also say that for every other kit that, you know, Blood, Import, and Ray have worked on and came up with, I think they've nailed pretty much all the other ones. So I'm fully confident that this one will come out balanced and well as everybody else does.
On like a serious note, I am really excited because I think there's like a while back, we were always saying like it's really when you guys start coming to like the end of the Paragon heroes you guys are releasing, like Iggy and Scorch and Wukong, and like putting them into the game balance is really like the test to see like where like what Omeda really can do, right? So I'm really actually excited to see like how balanced he is and how well he works in the game, even though I generally hate like how the character was, but I am actually really excited to see like how well of a job you guys kind of being able to put him in.
I want to see what it ends up being. Yeah, I'm really curious.
Yeah, I think our design team have done a good job as they always do. So I'll stand behind them on that for sure.
We do have a question though. Superman's like, I want to know how the turrets are with using items. I mean, I don't know if you could talk about that, but like, I guess Megacosm, I remember hearing one of that, like, does it proc Megacosm? Like, I think it would work like that, right? Because it's still a part of his kit. So he's like doing damage essentially.
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure about this one, honestly. Yeah, my best answer is I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Off the
Worse.
top of my head, I would imagine if a turret is an
Yeah, it
ability,
makes sense.
it does damage, it should proc items, but I don't know.
Kind of like
Maybe
Bellica
there's
drone, right?
yeah, it would be the same thing as that. It would
Exactly.
probably follow the same like code logic as that, I would assume.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that is just an
too much
assumption.
there.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I
We'll see.
personally, to be completely honest with you, I hope that the turrets don't proc items. To be completely honest with you,
I think I mean, if Bellica drone does, I think it should. So like,
to be
feel
honest,
like
I also don't think Bellica drone should proc items.
okay, I do agree with you there. I do, but at the same time, I think if one thing follows that coding and ruling, I think everything else should follow.
So I agree from like a logic standpoint
Yes.
that it somewhat makes sense. Yes, my hope is that I
They both get
hope that
canceled
it
out.
doesn't, because I feel like that's a one-stop shop to making him into this like this is the way I've been saying it on stream every week for the last week is there are two kinds of characters with turrets. There's a turret character and there's a character that has turrets. And a turret character is really like, generally speaking, people don't like turret characters. They hate turret characters, but characters with turrets are fine. So that's what they did. Torbjorn used to be a turret character, and nowadays he's a character with a turret, so it's kind of that thing. And we'll see exactly where Iggy lands on that spectrum, but I don't know. I'm more curious than anything else, to be completely honest with you. Because I know so many Paragon players hate Iggy that I would just love to see Pred nail it, and then people don't have to complain about Paragon Iggy anymore, because then it's fixed in this new game called Pred, and that'd be it. That would just be really good. It's the same thing as I want to see with Wukong, which is
I want to see it. Yeah, I want to see Wukong do that as well, of course.
Well, exactly. I mean, people just hated him so much in Paragon that if Pred just nails him, then it's like, all right, shut the fuck up about Wukong Paragon. Okay, I don't want to hear it anymore.
Because he's not here. Okay,
he's not here. Wrong game.
Right.
No, it's funny that you bring up Torbjorn, actually, because I think my favorite turret character is probably Bastion. Because, at least you have to become the turret and then sit in place. And it's like, well, if you die because you didn't move, then it's your fault.
That one's interesting, because that's like a whole different kind of thing, right? That's like a stand your ground kind of angle.
Yeah.
And I mean, that it's very interesting. I don't know how you would do that in a MOBA, though.
You probably couldn't. I mean,
it'd be really hard. Standing still is so punishing.
I mean, that's almost one of the fundamentals that you can't break, is like have a champion root themselves for too long. Like, you almost can't do that. It's like,
the
the
upside has to be so big to standing still.
Yeah, exactly. Like the longest you have in League is, I think, Malzahar. I think he can hover, like lock himself in place and the enemy in place with a suppression for like 4.5 or 5 seconds, something like that, which is wild. But he's completely removing somebody from the fight as long as he channels it. So it's the upside.
I think in Smite, maybe 3 seconds. Like Anubis ult is maybe the longest self-root in Smite. But Anubis had the same issue. He had 2 abilities that locked him in place, and they recently buffed one of his abilities so that he can move during it at half speed, because it was just too punishing.
Yeah, but there's also a time where, like, because they mitigated that with lifesteal, right? It doesn't matter if you were standing still in place, as long as you did damage, you were just healing up anyways.
Well,
so,
I mean, again, it was a stand your ground kind of thing. His whole gimmick is lifesteal, but
it's like
anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited about seeing this. And then coming with that, I mean, you have console, right? So I think a lot of people that were on console were going through Reddit, at least, they're waiting for console and Iggy. So I mean, they kind of just get a 2-in-1 just coming up.
No, it's gonna feel good. I've been waiting for console. I mean, I was a console player on Paragon, right? I didn't play Paragon on PC
at all.
I mean, I had a Mac Pro from 2006 that I modded myself to run Windows, because Boot Camp didn't exist back then, and you couldn't just run Windows on Macs without heavy modifications. But yeah, needless to say, the best game, I think, or the highest graphical fidelity game that thing could run, I think, was like Terraria. So I was not playing Paragon. But yeah, I played it on my PS4, and then I think PS4 Pro came out as well, so I played it on that before. and yeah, I don't know. That's what I spent a lot of my teenage years on. I guess was Paragon on the PS4. So that means a lot to me, and I spent a lot of time here, like at the company, trying to make sure that that experience is as good as it can be for these players.
That's exciting to hear. I mean, if you guys are excited just as much as like Demonde is, right, and everybody else, I mean, if you guys haven't yet, go ahead and go over to the Pred website and sign up for that. Get in queue, refer a friend, you get closer down into the sign up, lessen your numbers. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that, especially with the fancy new website. But talking about it, like, I mean, I think for me, I'm excited about it, but like one of my biggest worries when it comes to console is the input. Like, I know you guys are working on controller version 2, I believe was in the roadmap. Is that going to be something that's like waiting until after, I guess, or like gonna be like already been worked on for console? Because I know that input of turning is like a big problem for console players right now.
Yeah, I've done probably like 95% of the design work for this. It's gonna like this controller version. This will be the default version, right? So it might be V2, but it's actually the default version. The old version will still exist. It'll be relegated to like a alternative setting that you can use, which is fine because I mean people are still gonna want to use that. But like I can talk a little bit about it. Not I won't go into it with a whole bunch of detail, but I guess I can show you that the one main thing is that we've moved all abilities to the shoulder buttons, so the triggers and here. So every ability will be fired using those buttons. You may ask, or you may realize, or whatever, there's 5 abilities. There's 4 buttons. Where's the 5th button? Just L1 R1 combo, right? Standard. It's from, I figured. I mean, I took it from Destiny, but it's from other games. I always thought it felt totally fine to cast ult with L1R1 Destiny, and I've never messed up an ult and did something I didn't want to. So we put a little bit of work into that, and boom. Ultimates will be cast like that. There's a couple other things, but I definitely do want to say that there will be updates to the layout. So because I said like I'm 95% on the design of it, there's still the 5% that I need to finish off. Would have liked to have it in, of course, for the beta, but it probably won't make it in, and it might make it in for the beta, but it might be one of the patches rather than
like a hotfix.
Like either a hotfix or the balance update halfway through or whatever. But
will the keys be rebindable on controller?
Not initially. Something I really want. I think something most people want. But yeah, not initially. That's a lot more complicated than you might think. Especially since we have support for adaptive triggers in the beta. And what that means is, what if you put an ability or anything on a trigger that doesn't have a trigger function designed for it? What happens? That's just a question that needs to be answered. Okay. Yeah, so there's reasons why that can't happen immediately. And it will take time, but it is something that I would like to do at least.
And then the other like big controller specific question is that I think it was the last time you were on here, you were talking about how hard it was to make haptic feedback for like specific abilities and stuff like that. Like you wanted it to feel like correct. Is that something we're getting in December? Okay. And that's, how is it? I'm assuming you can't like give us crazy details, but like, is it, did you do a good job?
Yeah, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, I mean, I did them, so I did them all. So obviously, I like to think that they're amazing.
Well, yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, so it was very hard. I guess what I'll say is when I came on here, I don't know how many months ago, and I said it was very hard. It was at the time, but I've learned a lot, and I've been working on it basically like the whole time. Not only, right? I do a lot of stuff.
Right.
That's one of the things I've been working on steadily since then, essentially, and refining and getting better. And I've gone through multiple iterations on every ability and trying to make things as good as they can be. And it's gotten much easier now. Like if you told me back then, go make haptics for this whole hero, it might take me, I don't know, 4 days. But now it'll take me like 6 hours. So I can, like you learn the system in which you're working in. It was a new tool that I've never used before, whatever. You learn it. But yeah, I think it's, I mean, you get better over time. again, unfortunately, with a caveat to that, I do have to say there's one hero that I couldn't get working for the beta. It might be fixed in a hotfix. It might technically still be fixed for the beta, but I just want to give everybody a heads up and say, like, Gideon has problems with the haptics, and that's it. Just that one hero.
Like, do they not work, or they're just not quite good enough? Like,
they're just weird. They don't work properly. They work. They work, but not the way I want them to work.
Okay.
They have the mind of their own kind of thing.
Exactly. Literally, yeah. And it's beyond my capability to diagnose what's going on with that problem, because it seems like something deeper that I can't solve, or else I would have.
Okay.
Yeah. So other than that, every other character. So if you're Gideon main, sorry. Hopefully we can help you out before with a hotfix or something. Yeah, that is the caveat.
Just play Iggy and Scorch till then. They'd be fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Iggy has my latest haptics, so they should be the best technically.
Okay.
I don't think they're the best.
If I play with a controller on PC, do I get the haptics, or do I have
you do not know? They're PlayStation 5 exclusive features. Yeah.
Okay, it's good to know. I'm actually excited about that, because I know a lot of people were worried about that, and it's good to get like some answers for that and clear some stuff up. So I think more than ever, then they'll be a little bit more excited to get ready for this beta next week.
Yeah, we've got, what is it, 6 days next Tuesday?
6.
Yeah, 5 to 6 days, depending on time zone.
Depending on where you're at.
Yeah, I think, yeah, so I was going to say, I think Iggy are my latest haptics, so they should be my best, probably. But personally, my personal favorites are like Rampage Ult is like probably number 1. And Drongo, I think I mentioned this before because this is one of the earliest ones I did, was Drongo Gag Grenade targeting. I think that's massive. If you don't know what that ability is, essentially you just pull the pin out of your gag grenade and you just hold it, right? But you can feel yourself literally pull the pin, which it's just so cool. Feeling yourself pulling the pin on the controller.
Immersion, everybody, immersion.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was playing on my PS5 like with like the dev tests that we've been doing on the PS5, and I just I'll just like lock Drongo and in lane, I'll just pull it. It just feels so good to have a feeling like it.
Sad for PC players. We just click.
Yeah, right. When do I get haptics on my mice?
Right.
You guys do that?
You know, my keyboard as well.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I think my mouse actually has haptics, like the one that I use. It's a Steel Series. It has haptics built in.
Interesting.
What they're used for, I have no idea.
You haven't found out yet?
No, I mean, they're there. Like, I can set up haptics for like Discord notifications. Why I would do that?
Interesting. Okay.
But they technically exist, I guess. Yeah, I actually think our games have some of the best haptics. Like, because I play all my games, right? I play all my games on console, like I'm a console gamer. Other than like my competitive games, right? Like I'll play League, obviously on PC, or just whenever I play like Siege, Apex, Counter-Strike, Overwatch, whatever. I play that all on PC, but my story games and all that are all on console. And I was actually going to say, I think one game that nailed the haptics is the Dead Space remake. If anybody's played that,
I'm not
a Dead Space guy either.
Single player guy.
Fair enough.
But Windu does want to know though. He's like, some games support haptics on PC through third-party software. Any chance of stuff like that coming in the future?
So I'm not going to say anything on that. The only reason I'm not going to say anything on that is I don't even know if those games are allowed to do that, and I don't know if we're allowed to do that. I don't know if anybody's allowed to do that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Windu, that's not legal. Are you trying to get Monday in trouble?
Windu.
Fire Windu.
So console comes next week. Obviously, the console players won't be able to have a week to unlock Iggy. Do you know if they will just have him unlocked automatically, or if they'll have to grind him?
Yeah, of course. Given it's a beta, I mean, we want these players to experience the game, to its fullest extent in terms of playing all the characters. Like, they won't have to worry about unlocking champs for the beta.
That's just
obviously
a question I've
that's
seen a couple times.
Yeah, obviously that's not going to be the case for like moving towards like console free-to-play launch, all
Like
this
full
but,
release for console or whatever.
It'll be back to where it is. But yeah, I mean, I think most games do this for the betas, right? Like I think COD generally like lets you use all the weapons that are in the beta for the beta. I don't think they lock things either. But maybe they do. It's been a long time since I played COD. At least back when I played like the Advanced Warfare beta, I think they didn't do that. So.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think they usually just open up to whatever everybody else is going to be able to play. So it's pretty much just going to be like the entire game for them, because I know people are just wondering about that. So they'll pretty much have what we have access to.
They'll have everything.
And then
well, I heard, I'm pretty sure Ace said the store will not be on for console players. Does anyone know if that's true?
Ace is in chat. He can answer that one. I don't actually even know the answer to that one.
Okay. I might be, I don't know, capping.
Might be lost in the sauce.
I might be lost, but I thought that Ace had said that, but I guess I don't know. The store is available? Okay.
The store is available. Okay, so that's good.
I don't know what I'm on. Don't listen.
So would they just be able to try like all the skins essentially? Just be like, do I like this one, and kind of just get their bucket list of stuff, Ace? Or is it just like...
Well, I mean, I guess the question is, do you still have to buy stuff in the store then, right? And does it carry on after? I mean, if you're able to buy stuff, it would carry on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll carry
obviously, it would have to. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can buy stuff or not. I haven't even looked at the store, but yeah, I'm pretty confident in saying if you bought something, if it's a purchasable store, it's gonna carry over to.
It would carry over if you're spending real money. Then it would carry over.
It says you don't have to buy stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
You can if you want.
Yeah, okay.
Your purchases will transfer over.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool then.
So they'll have access to what we have access to. If you want to buy some skins, you can buy some skins. Okay.
Right. And then it'll transfer
Makes
over
sense.
whenever you actually get into the game. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Whenever it full comes out.
Yeah, and
I'm excited.
As Ace said in chat, the beta is full crossplay, right? So PS4, PS5, PC, doesn't matter what you play on, you're in the pool. So it should be.
Are you guys? Do you know if there's going to be any changes to matchmaking for this beta? Like, are they going to tighten it up so that new players will stay like more closely with the new players, or?
Not sure, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's more of an Alex or.
I know that's not really a you question, but I was curious if
just throwing it out there.
I just figured I'd ask.
No, fair enough.
I feel that. But I mean, if you guys have any like console questions in chat, I mean, this is D-Gay. So 30K already signed up. That is a lot.
I think it's a lot more than that.
Isn't it? Yeah, isn't it a lot more than
it's like
30K?
it's like almost 40K
40, right?
are signed up. At least was the last number I saw.
It's like 44K.
Someone said 44K. Interesting. Also,
Can we know
yes,
the
just
PS5?
Side note, as just for people like that are on YouTube, Predecessor has a console beta. Because we haven't done an episode since the beta.
That is true.
Right? So Predecessor has a console beta from December 5th to January 5th. Did we do one right after it came out?
Yeah.
Right after that got announced?
It was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Either way, Predecessor has a console beta from December 5th to January 5th. Windu will put a link in the description so that you guys can go sign up. I guess, yeah. So that you guys can go sign up, get your spot in the queue so that you guys can get in.
Remember, if you guys refer a friend, you actually get a closer spot.
Boosted up. Yeah.
Yeah. So refer your friends, have them sign up. Definitely get you a little bit closer to getting yourself a key. So, but they did have a question about: are they going to be able to have options with their resolution on the console?
Yeah. So there are options relating to performance for sure. Resolution specifically, like I don't think you can toggle between like 1080, 4K, 1440, whatever. Although this isn't necessarily like I don't think this is something you can do in almost any game. Like I play a lot of console story games anyway, and it's usually always 4K, and then you have a choice of frame rate. And typically, the higher you push your frame rate, the lower the graphical fidelity. So, I'm pretty confident saying it'll be 4K, like regardless.
Okay.
Because that's just PS5 spec. It's just 4K, but yeah, there's options for frame rate if you so choose.
Okay.
I'm gonna be sitting over here with my still regular, 120 frames, 1080p,
My
chilling,
1080p
relaxing
monitor. Yeah, I know.
I'm not buying a 4K monitor when I play
I'm
on those
not
settings.
planning on it, man.
There's no
I
shot.
don't think I could run Pred in 4K. Not on 100 FPS.
Oh no. Yeah, so to clarify, that's 4K screen resolution, not 4K like game world resolution. These are two different things.
Okay.
So it's always going to output 4K to your screen because that's just what it does. But like it has dynamic resolution. So essentially, the higher you push the visuals, the higher you push the FX, the lower it's going to make that render resolution. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I
I'm just
understand.
actually kind of excited. I'm not going to be playing on console, but I am
I'm
excited
not
for
playing on
Matthew
console either.
because he's been wanting to play. So
Demande, do you have to sit in queue, or can you just like get in?
What do you mean?
For what?
Are you like, did you have to sign up in the queue, or you just get to start playing on day one? You don't have to wait for an invite.
Absolutely not. I have my PS5 right now. What do you mean?
I just want to see the devs counting it down, man. Damn,
No,
I'm 12,000th in queue. I can't play on PS5 yet.
They took all the first codes and they're like,
Oh, yeah,
I'm just gonna grab that.
Dev privilege, am I right?
I mean, I think there was didn't we release a timeline publicly for the beta? I'm pretty sure we did, right? On our website.
Was there?
December 5th wasn't the first milestone. December 5th is like the public.
It was November 20th, yeah.
Yeah, that's when we got the ability to play on retail.
Okay, I see what you're saying now.
Okay.
So you guys okay. That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, I knew that it said like select like a small group of people will be able to play on the 20th. I don't know exactly what it said, but something like that. And we've had console players in our games for the last, week plus. Maybe. I haven't seen Ace around yet, though, so.
But Ace did say, because somebody asked if you can disable crossplay on console, and he said, yeah, you can disable crossplay matchmaking, if I remember correctly.
Really?
Yeah, you can.
That's actually cracked.
Interesting.
So I'd recommend turning that off.
Well, but okay. Well, no, that brings me more questions than it answers, to be honest.
How does that bring you more questions? What do you mean? Like what?
Ranked. If ranked comes, you cannot have the option to turn off crossplay.
Maybe it's just we're just talking about the beta, big fella. We don't even know what ranked is coming.
Now I have more questions. Ace gave me more questions when he answered that one question.
Yeah, but yes.
Demande.
Yo.
When ranked comes out, will you be able to turn off crossplay?
It's funny that you say that because I'm both working on ranked and console, but I haven't.
So what can you tell us? It sounds like you should have all the information. Then.
No, this is a problem that I haven't even crossed this bridge yet, so I don't know. Maybe not. What I can tell you, right? What I can tell you is you shouldn't disable crossplay. You should just leave it on.
I would also say just send it.
You should just leave it on.
I would also say
I always played against and with PC players back in the day when I played Paragon, and I thought it was fine. I wore it as a badge of honor when I smashed a PC player as a controller player, and was like, what'd your mouse and keyboard do for you then?
All right, calm down.
You sound like my YouTube comment section right now.
Right.
Bro, I can't wait for PS5 to come out. I'm going to slam you in these queues. I'm like, okay, man. Send it, man. By all means.
Method of input doesn't determine skill.
No, it does not. Well, and I'm with you on that. Like, if I were a console player, I would say don't turn off crossplay. Like, just jump on in, man. If you're playing against a gold player, they're a gold player. If you're in gold, you're in gold. It doesn't input doesn't matter.
There's no ranks. What do you mean, Pizzo? Those are imaginary
it's just a description of how games go. If you're both in the same match, it means you guys are close enough in rating that like you should be in the same game. It doesn't matter. Your input doesn't matter.
We're all bronze. That's what I think.
Okay,
until
well,
Demande
if we're all
releases
bronze,
rank.
then there's some console bronzes and some PC bronzes in there.
Exactly.
We're all in bronze for one reason or another, man. It's not an input diff.
Well, I mean,
Controller.
right now we're all unranked, so I don't know.
Exactly. We're all in ranked. We just have no icons, just playing for fun.
Yep.
Fun.
The quotation marks.
Just playing. Some games, man.
If I'm correct, you also had a hand in designing the affinity and like the mastery system kind of things. If I'm
Sure.
correct. So this is a big question. A lot of people are like, they don't know if it's different or not, like the affinity versus like the mastery system.
Yeah.
So you
No,
have
I mean,
a better explanation for them?
Sure, it absolutely is different, and it was
Okay.
always intended to be different. And this is why when we sat down, we're like, hey, what are we going to call this? We're like, well, we probably shouldn't call it mastery if we want a system for mastery. And this system has literally nothing to do with how well you play the character. Nothing. And how well you play the character has to do with your mastery of the character, not with how much you like it or your affinity to that character. So you're like, well, we'll call this affinity, we'll call this mastery. It was pretty much just that simple when it happened. And yeah, the mastery system is intended to be something different that allows you to, and this is something that I still have to do a lot of work on, of course. But the idea is, are you familiar with Eternals in League of Legends?
Yes.
Okay.
Vaguely.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, Eternals are essentially just little challenges that is unique to each hero, and new ones come out every season or some seasons that essentially reward you for performing or like playing your champion to the best of their ability. So one that comes to my mind right now, because I've been playing it a lot in League, is Kai'Sa, and her W is a long-range shot, and if you hit enemies at 75% to 100% of the maximum distance of that shot, you gain progress towards that Eternal. Or you know, if this is something that we decided to do, right? If this is the path we decided to take, then that would earn you progress towards mastery of either the character or maybe that skill. Maybe you have to master all of your skills to truly master a character. I don't know. This is something we're still exploring, but it's a different system than affinity for sure.
Okay, that makes sense to me because from after you guys explained everything, after going through, like, because like it does, like initially it seems like it's a mastery because like the whole entire concept of grinding a hero a lot to get a skin, I guess, is where people got confused. But from my like understanding from just that and like the other explanations, like the mastery is something more of like based off of like accomplishing harder tasks to get, like being like, okay, you're actually good at doing these certain things.
It's an
like
achievement system,
right?
Versus
like you're actually
system.
doing things versus just, hey, I'm just going to sit here and play this character all day, every day, and then finally hit a certain level.
Have you guys? How do you know? And I'm assuming you can't really particularly say, but like, how are you guys? Are you guys coming up with the challenges for those kinds of mastery stuff already?
It's something I've been just loosely working on. You know, I'll think of something, I'll write it down. Like, and it can be simple, like pull 2 or more champions with one Grux smash and grab, right? Like, there's an example. It doesn't have to be wild, and the idea is to try to keep it so that it doesn't matter if you're bronze or if you're master, right? When the rank system comes out, right now everybody's not ranked, but it doesn't matter if you're bronze or you're master. You should be able to accomplish these things and achieve mastery in your own right, essentially. Like this system shouldn't be locked off so people can't interact with it. Meaning, like, something I would avoid probably is if you're familiar with Lee Sin, doing like I would avoid something like insect 20 players, which is like, you know, drop a ward, fly behind them, spin around, kick them into like your tower or whatever. Like, that's probably too mechanically complicated to put in that system, right? That's okay. You know, learn how to do that on that character, and then you know, get challenger by doing that. Don't.
My follow-up question was going to be kind of the opposite of the end of the spectrum, actually, which was, have you found it difficult at all to come up with challenges given like the lack of mechanical depth on some of the heroes in the game?
That's a really good question. And since I haven't went out and, designed this whole system yet, my answer would be, I don't know, because I haven't went out and designed the whole system yet.
Not yet, at least. You haven't crossed that bridge yet.
Yeah. However, what I will say is when I think of something like this, it's usually when I'm playing the game itself. I'm like, oh, this would be a cool thing for this. And I just write it down. It's usually when I'm doing things with higher skill abilities, right? So
yeah,
you might have a point there.
Well, it's easy. It can be a little easier to come up with challenges for some higher skill abilities, but then you're looking at, if you're trying to do one for each ability, and you're coming up with some of the even just simple abilities like, Gideon Q, right? Like, what's a challenge for Gideon Q? Hit 3 people with one. I mean, like, is that, can you come up with something kind of cooler? Is that kind of all you can get for an ability that's that basic? That's kind of becomes the trick or the question.
Yeah, I think immediately as you said that, I did start thinking about like really low skill things for mastery, and like one would be Narbash's heal, right? Like just heal 10k HP. And it's like, yeah, okay, I guess. But then what I would
guess,
I guess, man.
Yeah, but then what I would say to you would be like, if I go look at the Eternals for Soraka, I guarantee you she has an Eternal that's like heal 200,000 HP with Q. Like, okay. Like,
yeah,
these low skill things exist everywhere.
Well, that's kind of my point. I mean, like in any game, there's going to be, and I mean, even within some characters, I mean, like Feng Mao E, right? I mean, like what's are you going to say hit 5 people with it? Because that's really kind of not how you're supposed to be playing Feng Mao anyway, So like, how do you come up with something for that?
What I would do is like maybe not just like do X amount of damage with it, but it might be like do over 500 damage with an E X amount of times. So at least you're like, you can split that amongst multiple heroes. So you can hit a couple people with it, or you can get to 5 or 6 items or whatever, and then just, nuke somebody with it. Like I guess that's just part of the process. It would be like, hey, let's look at all of the different levers we can use to like make a mastery out of this ability. And then pick the best one essentially.
Okay. That makes sense. Windu had a really good question here somewhere. Oh, he asked about trophies on PlayStation and if they're going to be available during December.
So not for the beta, because I don't even think you can do trophies for betas. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I designed a trophy system as well for PlayStation, because that's all part of the whole achievement progression thing under the.
Is that tied into the mastery system in any way?
Nope. That will be its own thing. So that will be, I mean, it'll be the same for Steam, right? The Steam achievement system will be the same thing. I don't think I know we don't have Steam achievements right now. Yeah. So that's all the same system. And that was a really fun and interesting system to design, because when you design an achievement system, they don't change, right? Like once we put that out there, they don't change. So you got to be really careful to not design yourself into a corner and put an achievement out there that could then be made inaccessible, because then the platinum becomes inaccessible, and that's not okay.
You get plat for achievement. Oh, you mean the platinum tier?
Yeah, platinum achievement. Sorry,
I was like, are we going to be getting plat for achievements? Whoa.
Let's go, achievement grind.
No. So yeah, that was a very interesting system to develop. Like at first, what I wanted to do was put in like something really crazy that you had to do on like every character, like find the skillful thing on every character and then like make a trophy out of it. And I was like, well, if we ever rework a character, we can just kill that trophy, and we don't want to like lock ourselves into having this certain thing be always required. So yeah, the achievement system or the trophy system had to get much. It got a lot harder, and you had to really think outside the box to decide what you wanted to do for these trophies, because they couldn't really be character specific.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, you could. I mean, I don't know. I guess, would you guys ever consider doing like an in-game kind of achievement system where there are character specific stuff? Like Smite's achievement system is in-game. So there are some things, like some account things are, like Steam and PlayStation wide, right? But a lot of the specific hero achievements are just in game.
Yeah, are you familiar with Diablo Well, I guess any of them. Any Diablo on console?
Diablo.
Maybe not 2.
No, not really. I played Diablo 3 on PC, but
well, specifically Diablo on console, at least on PlayStation, and I think Xbox too. They have a whole achievements panel, page, whatever, with all of the different categories and achievements and what they're all worth and what they reward you. And if they reward you like a trophy or gamer score, whatever, it just has a little icon with a trophy on it, or I think a number with the amount of gamer score or whatever, and it's right there. So what they did was they took their trophy system that they had to put in for PlayStation, and they just said, okay, well, we're just going to integrate this into our achievement system, and that's something that I would want to do, right? And then you'd make that seasonal, so then I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Like I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just go and say, no, I want you to do 1k damage with Death Mark to a tank, whatever, and you can pop this achievement, get whatever reward for it, and yeah, then the next season, that's it. Like, move to something.
Okay.
else.
Okay.
So we got to the point of like how the mastery, like, or the idea that's building, right? Because obviously nothing has like really been pushed too far yet, from what my understanding is. They're still like in the processing stage to see like what really fits, what not. Is there like is there already like a thought process of like, is there going to be like different skins towards it, as in like obviously we have the affinity skins and they're like more of like molten lava, right? Fiery, right? Would there be like a gold, platinum, like diamond, kind of like in Smite kind of skins for the mastery system? Would that be like a thing as well on top of it, or would that just be like, now we're just going for like a title?
Sorry, were you asking for tiers above like the mastery skin from our affinity, or the master skin from our affinity system? Were you asking about tiers above that, or are you asking about like tiers below that?
So like for the mastery system separately, right? Like would there be like a gold?
You're asking about skins for mastering heroes. I don't know. I haven't even, like, reward structure will probably come after deciding what we want to do to even have players acquire this and interact with the system itself. Yeah.
Okay, cool. This has really been. But so, do you guys have any questions in chat about like anything when it comes to like the affinity system or like mastery system in general?
Do you have any affinities yet, Demande? Do you have any skins yet?
Do I have any skins yet?
From the affinity. Do you have any mastery skins?
I do not, no. And that is probably because I play on my work account half the time.
You can't just give yourself the mastery skins on the work account?
I mean, I could, but I wouldn't do that. I feel like that's I don't know. That doesn't sound right to me.
No, I would kind of agree. But is there an account at Omeda that has them all for you guys to test them on?
I mean, all of our accounts, we can just essentially just toggle flip a switch, at least for private servers. Can you do that to my
account?
Could we? Maybe. Will we? No.
I'll send you like my account details and stuff. I'll give you my login if you need it.
Yeah, no.
Damn.
And I'll never ask you for your login, and nobody from Omeda will ever ask you for your login. So obligatory response.
Legally, I have to say that no one from Omeda will ever ask you for your login.
Yeah, nor will they grant you skins. Yeah, that's not something we'll do either.
What if I ask really extra nice?
You can ask as nice as you want, bro. It's not happening.
Okay. What if I ask really mean?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could bully me into it. No.
Yeah. Okay. Now I've got my way in. Now I got my way in. Will anything be added to the existing affinity from Windu? Will it be like extended or overhauled or whatever eventually?
Well, I mean, so I can't say yeah or no, but what I can say is that initially one of the things I wanted to do was make it go on infinitely. Is that something that I might be able to explore in the future? Maybe. I'm not sure.
Like to what end?
No end.
Well, I mean, like, what would you get past the final item of?
In my mind, it was probably just titles, because we obviously can't support an infinite system of like meaningful rewards.
Yeah.
That just doesn't work. But yeah, like a title or like what League does, right, with their mastery system is they have like just a little number on the loading screen, and then you see people like 10 million mastery point.
Smite has the same thing. You get stars.
Yeah, so something
that are just have 1 million stars.
Exactly, something for people to show off.
Yeah.
Hey, I've played this hero for 4,000 hours. It's like, man, if you want to do that,
go
sure.
for it.
Like, let's at least let you show it off. Yeah.
There's no shot I'm playing a hero for 4,000 hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I could play a game for 4,000 hours, man.
Really?
I don't know. I haven't done it yet. I don't think I don't know my exact Smite hours, but I don't think it's 4K. I think it's about 3,500. So.
Oh. I think I have 3 times that many hours on League.
I'm just not built like that, man. My mom didn't let me play games that much when I was a kid. Okay.
No, fair enough. I mean, I'm an only child, so that's what I did.
My mom was like, you get 2 hours on a weekend day, and you get 30 minutes on a weekday, and that's it. So like that's the schedule I was on for like 8 years of my Smite career.
Wow. So you're telling me you never skipped school for like a patch or a DLC release? Oh,
not till I went to college. Then I certainly did, yeah, but not in high school.
That was like my favorite thing ever, man. Like when Destiny would release big updates, like the big DLCs, I would just take the next day off school and get up at 4 a.m. to play on release.
I wish, man. I wish I could do that kind of thing. I would do that again once I got to college. I would skip class to play new patches and stuff. But
yeah, I mean,
100%.
I think it's worth it.
I have like 1,800 hours in Pred in a year.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
You're still silver? That is crazy.
In just about a year. I can tell you exactly how many, but I think it's about 1,800.
That's a lot, dude.
It's a lot.
If any of you guys in chat have any like last remarks or questions that you guys want to ask them Monday, he's not gonna be here for the next one. So get your questions out now, unless you have anything as well, Pinzo.
I think all my questions have been answered, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, how are they going to ensure the mastery system will not make players not trying to win games, but rather make them to try and get opportunities to farm the mastery for the rewards?
Yeah, that's a very big concern. And to be honest, I don't have a direct answer for that concern. That's still something that I don't know if it has a solution. But the one thing I could say is that, at least in League, it doesn't seem like Eternals are too invasive. It doesn't seem like people are just trying to go into games to farm Eternals. At least I haven't had it happen to me.
Can you get your Eternals in other game modes?
Yeah, any game mode. Yeah.
Okay, because that's what happens in Smite. Is if you're trying to really grind an achievement, you just play Arena.
Yeah, I mean, I would say you just go play AI, right? Like if you really want to max your Eternals out, or max your mastery, or whatever it is. So it's the same with Affinity, right? If you really want to hit like the highest Affinity, you can just go win AI games all day. You'll get it.
True. Eventually, you'll get it. Yeah.
And then Windu asked, do we know the pace of players getting access on December 5th?
Oh, so that's a good question.
How many keys are you guys giving out, like the orders and stuff like that?
That is a great question, and that would be one for Ace or J Shreds probably.
Okay. Do you not know, or can you not say?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I've asked Ace, and he said he couldn't tell me. Well, maybe he also might have said he doesn't know.
Yeah, that might even be like J Shreds or Carrie. I don't even know who is managing the key.
Do you know, is the plan to get everyone that signed up for console a key during the month of December?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Because I mean that puts some kind of pace on it, right? That's like if there's 45,000 people in 28 days, it's like at least, I don't know, 200 keys a day or something, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the start and end point look like. Like maybe they want to have everybody in by the time first week is done, right? I have no idea. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know if that's going to be even across all 28 or 31 days or however many days it is.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe Ace will say something about it in someone's chat, you know, like this week sometime. Maybe he'll leak something just so that we know. I mean, it doesn't have to be my chat, Ace, but it could be if you wanted to. Just throwing it out there.
Also, there's been a couple questions. Is there anything that you can share about ranked, since technically you brought it up, so people now are just ears up, eyes open kind of thing?
Ranked is, I mean, it'll be pretty close to what I said last time in terms of most of those 12K hours I've spent on League, probably 11K of them have been in ranked. I care greatly about a ranked system, and I care greatly about the sanctity of the ranked system and making sure it is, all about your skill expression, and you shouldn't be where you should be where you deserve to be. So, just hopefully it will be a clean, no bullshit ranked system. That is what
I'm assuming ranked is going to be crossplay, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there would be any plans to lock that.
I would imagine it would. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like
split it up.
As far as that goes, I don't think, right, and this could change, but I don't think ranked will be even like split between regions to start, like the first season, whether that be a ranked beta or season 0. I don't even know what we're going to call it, but I don't even think that'll be split across regions. So I think that like everybody will be on the same ladder kind of thing. Like,
okay, yeah.
Whereas League is like Koreans don't play with Americans, right? Like not only do they not play with them, they're on a separate ladder. Like that won't be us. I think we'll all be on the same ladder for a while. I don't know how long, but yeah, I think that will be the case.
Okay.
Somebody's saying, is the final title still going to be called Paragon, or is it just going to go back to Grandmaster?
Yeah, I talked about that last time.
Yeah.
In the first iteration of ranked, I don't think we plan to call it Paragon. However, it's not something that's off the table. If you're familiar with the evolution of League did not start with Challenger. I don't think League even started with Grandmaster or Iron or Emerald. Maybe not even Platinum. It's a bit foggy, but I don't remember all of it. But yeah, we plan on expanding. Like, you have to expand the ranks as the player base expands, right? You literally have to. There become too many people to fit into the ranks. So as it goes lower, we might add lower tiers, and as it goes higher, we will add higher tiers. So ideally, like in my mind, I would want that to be the highest tier. But as of the first while, it won't be.
And are you guys planning on doing a tiering system, not like a Dota MMR system, where it's just a number?
No, definitely plan on doing a tiering system. It's for sure more rewarding than just a number. Yeah.
It feels a lot better. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I mean, I can't even think of games that I've played where the ranking system is just a number. Hearthstone, maybe?
Well, only in Legend is it a number.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Up to Legend, you're still climbing from bronze to diamond.
Okay, and then it goes backwards, right? It goes from like 25 to 1.
It goes 25 to rank 1, and then in Legend, your Legend like rank is just the number you are on the leaderboard.
Okay.
Windu wants to know how satisfying it is for you to be able to share with the console players, like get them in on your. I mean, it's not obviously exclusively you, but like to get the console players in and have them testing the game.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even explain. It feels like none of it's real, to be honest with you. I mean, it feels like nothing's real, like none of it's real in terms of just ending up here and then putting so much effort into console, wanting it to be as good as it can possibly be, and actually getting to the point where it's like, I don't know, you get put on like, hey, Demanda, you're going to be working on console for the next 6 months or whatever. Like, this is what you're going to be doing, and these are some of your tasks, and this is what you have to get done. And it's like, it's this giant list of stuff that needs to happen, and then you make it happen, and it's like, holy shit, this actually happened. Like, we're here. Like, this is less than a week. This drops
It's time.
on PS5s, and like people will get to experience those old Paragon characters again, and they'll have haptics. So
And
Yeah.
they'll have haptics.
I don't know. It's just cool. It's just cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Well, I'm definitely excited about that. I know a lot of people are asking like specifics, I guess, of like, I think this is the last one of us, like, is it solo duo? Like, I'm pretty sure what you said last time was the typical ranked experience of just,
Yeah.
Solo
I'm
duo
guessing it's not
queue.
team Q.
yeah, it's solo duo. You kind of just go in, there's pick bands.
I'm assuming pick bands,
There's,
draft, normal ladder
Yeah.
draft.
yeah.
All the stuff.
Speaking of like ladder draft,
Mhm.
do you know, is there any like plan for blind pick to ever be in this game rather than draft pick? Like in casual, obviously
Blind-
not in ranked, but in casual.
Oh, blind pick. Yeah, sorry, I just had to. Blind pick meaning like you just pick your champ. That's it.
Yeah, you can't see
Yeah.
what the enemy team has.
Yeah. So, do we have any direct plans for that now? No. But what I will say is, I tried quick play in League when that came out. I think quick play is infinitely more effective than blind pick. Quick play is nuts. Like skip draft completely, pick your role, pick your champ, click play, wait, you're in the game, right? Like you're on your roll.
How
you're
many
on your-
players would you need playing to make that feasible though?
Way more than we have right now.
Yeah. Okay. Because I know in Smite casual queues are all blind pick, and I just remembered this from stream the other day. Because it's a pain when you're like the first pick in the lobby and you're playing like off lane or something like that, and you're just if I want to play Sev off lane and the enemy guy really wants to win a game and just wants to counter pick me, that's an option. And in casuals that feels kind of bad. I was just curious if that was something that you guys had thought of.
Yeah, no, I mean it's something to keep in the back of your mind as you expand and move forward. But yeah, these things are not within scope right now to
Yeah.
to decide to say, okay, let's sit down and let's like work all this out. It's like, well, I mean, this will be a while.
We do have a question about aim assist. Are you going to be able to disable aim assist? Or I'm sorry, just one pin. Are you going to be able to disable aim assist, or how aim assist will work? Like, do you want to be able to explain that?
Yeah. So I don't think aim assist will be toggleable in the beta,
Okay.
at least. But can be explored for sure. I mean, it can't be that hard to toggle a feature, right? We do it all the time. Knock on wood. But
I would hope so.
yeah, I mean, you never know, right? Sometimes wild things happen where you just don't even know why they don't work. But yeah, anyway. So aim assists will do what aim assist does. I don't know how to really explain this farther than what it does in every other console first person or third person shooter game.
Did you see Overprime's aim assist?
Yeah,
I guess
okay.
they're
Well,
worried about that.
Is it gonna be that?
No. I don't even say this. Like every game that's come out that isn't that, I don't know what that was, but that's not aim assist. That's something
There's an
else.
aimbot.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the same thing, right? It's magnetism effectively. You put your target on somebody, and then as you move, it magnetizes to the target. That's kind of the standard approach, always.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I can say we now have acceleration, thankfully. So
Okay.
and it's got parameters, right? You can configure this however you want. It's got strength and it's got the time it takes to kick in. So, you can obviously just disable this by setting it to 1 strength. So that's a multiplier of 1, which is nothing.
Right.
Or you can set it up to a 4x multiplier, which is, I mean, it's ludicrous, frankly, but you can do it. And essentially that just means you spin, and like the longer you hold your stick pinned to the side, the faster you spin. So if you set this, for example, to a really high strength and take, let's say, 750 milliseconds to kick in, which is around the default, it'll take you 3/4 of a second turning full speed to ramp up to that 3 times multiplier, and that'll allow you to spin around usually within about half a second. So is it PC reflexes? No, it's never going to be PC reflexes, but it lets you spin a lot quicker than you can now and still have pretty good control once you get used to it. used to it. And I saw somebody ask bullet magnetism in the chat because I know that that's controversial. Destiny did this, and it was very weird. No, I don't mean bullet magnetism. I mean crosshair magnetism, which is like your bullets do not magnetize to anything. It's your crosshair that will magnetize once you've put it on somebody. So it takes a stronger pull to get it off of them than not having aim assist, essentially, which is what aim assist is. Yeah, bullet magnetism is the kind of evil version of that or whatever, where you can shoot to the side of somebody and it magnetizes and hits them if it's close enough. That's not okay in my opinion, and that's not something I would advocate.
Yeah, please don't have any bullets magically going towards
I know
me.
that some people in the past have said that on console you need a button that's like a 180 button.
Yeah,
like that's what would make it fair or whatever, right? Is that something that you guys have or are planning to have?
I personally went and tested this, and what I'd say is you like to think that this would be great, and I thought this would be great. I'd be like, hey, I could just instantly 180. That's even faster than a mouse, right? It's not great because you get a problem, right? Where a 180 is it's a one axis movement. So it's like, it's doing this, just one axis, but I could be looking up and then now I'm looking down because I 180'd. So it only works if you're staring straight ahead. If you're not staring straight forward and you have any type of angle and you hit that button, you're completely disoriented. Like I've gone to specifically, I thought it would be great for insecting people with Severon, right? Because you can look up above somebody, flash, hit the 180 button, and then come down and knock them. But you go from looking up to looking like into the ground.
Interesting.
And then you have to pull your stick up. It feels really bad. Could you make it?
Is there not a way to fix that?
Yeah, you could make it so that it aligns to normal. But then what if you come into the situation where what if I'm looking up? I flash while I'm looking up, and I intend to 180 and keep looking up, and then I'm aligned to normal. Like there's just too much weirdness to put it into a default config. Is it something that could go in maybe like a future pro mode or something? Like maybe, like I'm not against giving players tools, but I think at least for a default layout for a beta right now, I think it would be a little bit ludicrous to expect your average console player to use this and not just disorient themselves.
And then just die because of it anyway.
Or that too, yeah. Like it's definitely like it's definitely like a pro feature, right? Like we don't need this for the average console player right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely think it would mess things up more than it would actually fix things.
I just know that I've heard some of the console people coping with that. If I don't have a 180 button, bro, I can't contend with PC players. I'm like, that's because you're on console. Like that's you can't turn around. It comes with the sticks, man. You got it free with the controller.
One thing for you, honestly, is I went and like tried to find references of console games that have this, and I couldn't find one. So, and I've played a lot, and I've looked for references. So, I mean, if you have a reference of a game that has a legit 180 in a competitive setting, not some weird single player game or something, but like a competitive game. Yeah, I mean, you say Resident Evil, but that's a single player game, right? Like, find me a competitive game where every second matters, right? That has a 180 button, and I'll go look at it and see if it's something I can replicate. But as of now, it doesn't look proper.
Windu wants to know how you feel about the multi-shot, the triple shot item.
How I personally feel about it?
Yeah,
I think it's awesome.
Do you think it's cool?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think Runon's is cool in League. Nobody ever builds it. Like, I don't even think. I think people might think it's going to be like broken or overpowered or whatever, but it's like I honestly feel like people probably just won't even end up building it that much. Like it's a cool item, and I think it should absolutely be here. But I mean, if you think about it, right? You have to give up some power budget to split your bullets. You have to give up something, right? Because it has to be balanced.
Yeah.
So if you're doing that, then you could just buy a stronger item and hit your shots.
I mean, yeah.
So,
was the triple shot item added because console players can't aim?
No.
It's because Soul Reaper can't aim. I think it was that ace.
Oh, okay. That was my next guess, but
yeah.
The funny thing is there was zero discussion of triple shot and console. Like you're the first that I've literally heard this brought up. Like internally, there was
people
no
all over Twitter were like, "Bro, they're adding triple shot and Iggy because console players can't aim." And I'm like, okay, yeah, kinda. I mean, probably, you know.
These things all just
Makes sense.
aligned. That was not the intention.
Do you know any of the other items that are being added?
Yeah, I mean, I know them all.
Can you share with the class?
I cannot, unfortunately.
Are you sure? What if Ace says so in chat?
I think even if Ace said so, it wouldn't be right of me to leak another designer's feature because it is not my feature and has nothing to do with.
Okay.
With
okay. That's a good reason. I'll let you slide with that.
Yeah.
I'll let you slide on that one because that is a good reason.
Yeah, disrespecting my colleagues is definitely at the bottom of the list of things that I like to do.
That's a good reason. Okay, I'll let it slide this time. All
right. Looks like everybody else doesn't really have any more questions.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with only 3 of us, right? If we had Windu and Bearded here, the conversation would end up spreading out a little more. With only 3 of us, we'll end up cutting this off a little sooner than normal, just because, you know, less people, less viewpoints, less discussion.
No, Ace in chat is great. Just
the PR training payoff. Doesn't work for him though, so it is what it is.
I didn't get the PR training, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, unless anyone has more questions, I think, unless you have anything else for us, Demande. Yeah, like I kind of feel like we covered at least most of it.
Yeah, I think we covered pretty much all of it. I just want to say that I'm super proud of everything we've accomplished with console, and I think I wanted to say I think the best place to play is on PS5. So if you have a PS5, sign up, and if you have a PS4 and you don't have a PS5, you should still sign up, play on PS4. But if you have a PS5 and a PC, give it a try on PS5. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with where we've come on that console, and I can't wait to see everybody playing the game. I'm gonna chill, lay down in my bed because I'm a bed gamer. I lay in my bed and play.
You're one of those? Okay.
That's criminal, Demande.
Yeah, that's a little criminal.
No, I really can't wait. It'll be like living the past of
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm definitely excited to get people back into the game after 5.5 years.
Yeah,
right?
Tell your friends if y'all have friends that play on console and don't have PCs. I mean, tell your friends, get them to sign up. They can play with you, crossplay. Hey, Discord works on console now. Look at that. You can hop in the chat.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I think that's pretty much all we've got for you. So outro time, thoughts?
Yeah, I don't see more
Demande
questions.
just kind of did his. But
Yeah,
you want to do another one, Demande?
I mean, yeah, for anybody that wasn't here at the start, I'm Demande from Omeda Studios, junior game designer. Started about a year ago, and but have been involved with the project for I think close to 3 years now in some capacity. So just super passionate about it, and can't wait to get the game in everybody's hands on December 5th.
Nice. We're glad to have you, Demande. We'll have to get you in again sometime between this console test and the next one, I guess, or the full release or whatever comes after this, whatever happens.
A little debrief.
Yeah. We'll get you back on. As for me, I'm Pinzo. I'm a streamer, YouTuber. I stream every day at twitch.tv/Pinzo at 2 p.m. Eastern. You guys can catch me live there. I upload YouTube videos daily. They go up around 12 Eastern, so you guys can catch those as well. Other than that, I'm Pinzo on all my socials. If you guys want to get a hold of me, Discord and Twitter are the best ways. My DMs are always open if you guys have questions. That's pretty much all I've got today. That's kind of it for me. Can't wait to get some console players in here and dunk on them, just dunk on them. That's me.
Okay. So, all right. Settle down, Pinzo.
Okay, Steve. Yeah, I'm not here to get dunked on, man. I'm the one who dunks.
I can't wait till a console player humbles you on stream and you're going to be upset, Pinzo. It's going to be because of lock-ons.
I will be upset. I will 100% be upset. Yes. You're correct.
But yeah, I'm F6. I stream over on Twitch and make some YouTube videos. But right now, currently active with PCC. We're getting ready to ramp that up. We got some news coming for you guys. If you don't know what that is, it's the competitive side of Predecessor. We try and just make a bunch of tournaments for you guys and allow you guys to play. So be on the lookout for that. But other than that, catch me here on Wednesday on PREDCAST, and that's just it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope you guys got your answers for your questions. And we do miss Windu. Hope you feel better. And hopefully we'll get Bearded back as well, because they are definitely missed. Yeah, other than that, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.
It was fun. Bye, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
No, you won't. Firing you.
Oh, please, please.